Hi, okay. So today we're going to continue to talk about shame and guilt and one of the ways that we can help heal shame and guilt with ourselves and for others. We may feel guilty about something we've done, not done, a path not taken, a dream not fulfilled, a life not lived, something not said, something that we have done. There's many reasons that we feel guilt. So go back and watch my video on guilt and shame to get a better idea of what guilt is and shame is. And then of course we have shame, where we feel, like we're not going to forgive ourselves. We feel like we're punishing ourselves. Like we have a hard time forgiving ourselves for something that we've done or something that we didn't do, that we failed to do. Something in the past, and or the perception that others won't forgive us, that others keep the story of our shame alive in their minds, and we just can't come to peace with it. So one of the first things that you can do, because it's hard to get rid of the past, it's hard to get rid of those emotions, it's hard to get rid of those memories. So one of the first things that I would do is journaling. And every day when you sit down to your journal, maybe set a timer for 15 or 20 minutes and say, what I wish I could do over if I had the chance, and start there. That is the guilt. And then you can write, why I don't think others will forgive me, why I won't forgive myself, right? So you want to talk about guilt and shame in that journal. We want to keep excavating it. We want to get it out of our body, look at it, why we're being so hard on ourselves, why we're inflicting this punishment on ourselves, why we can't let it go, why we can't forgive, and even if we do forgive, why we won't allow ourselves to believe that others will forgive us too, and that we can integrate back into society and not carry the shame with us for whatever happened or whatever we wish that we could have done differently. In any kind of a situation. So journaling is my number one. My number two, and what this video is about, is the Ho'oponopono Hawaiian meditative prayer. And I've been using Ho'oponopono on and off. I probably learned about it about 2 years ago when I really read a book and I learned about Ho'oponopono and tried it for a while, a couple months, didn't work, didn't do anything for me. So I just kind of it was one of those things I learned. I never did a video about it. I never did anything about it because it really didn't work for me. But I've been coming back to it lately in this work around guilt and shame and after the journaling. And it's actually been really helpful. So I want to share a little bit about Ho'oponopono and what it is. So it's just an ancient Hawaiian cultural almost like a prayer, almost like something that you can do to basically forgive yourself, to repent, to make the situation right. Opono means to make right with yourself, to make right with others, to make right with the world, right? To make things right again. And it's a prayer about forgiveness, and it's a very, very powerful, although it seems simple. So it can actually be said one of two ways. There's 4 lines. And you say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And I know that seems really simple. Another way it's said is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I like to not worry about whether the I love you is first or last, but I like to think of it as circular. So start with I love you, end with I love you. It's circular. And it goes in a circle. So it's like, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And then keep going. Keep going. It's just circular. So as we say these lines, the lines are simple, but they're powerful. And you can use them in almost any situation. When you have physical pain, you can hold that pain. Hold the pain where it hurts, and you can say this. When you have a memory come up, you can hold the pain after a journal entry that's difficult to process. When you meet somebody and you may feel shame, or you may feel like you can't look them in the eye, or you feel rejected in some way, you can use this. You can use it for anything. And when you're saying it, you're not saying it to that person. So say somebody walks past on the street, and this is just an example, and you look in their eyes and you smile, and silently you say to yourself, I love you. Please forgive me. Or, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. So when you say that, you're not saying it to the other person. Or when you're saying it to yourself, you're not saying it to like a higher power or God, really. You're saying it to yourself in all. You always direct it to yourself, to your higher self, to your highest self, to your soul. So you always direct it to the true essence of who you are, that little bit of your soul that needs to hear that you. And so in any situation, no matter what happens, you're speaking to yourself. So you say, I love you. And that is you telling you that you love you. Your soul telling you that I love you. No matter what, unconditionally, without anything or anything else, what you've done, what you haven't done, whatever, I love you. So you want to remind yourself as many times as you can a day that you love yourself. So when you're saying that, it's like your soul is saying that to you. I love you. And then you say, I'm sorry. Now this may be for something specific. It may be for everything in general. It may be for being sick. It may be for the whole situation, how you got yourself into it. It may be for anything that you're harboring. It's just, I'm sorry. Could be as specific as that you're sorry for, or as big. And you're apologizing to yourself. I'm sorry. And it's to make right. It's like you're not judging yourself. You're saying, I'm sorry. I wish I had done it better. I wish I could have changed it. I wish whatever, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know then. I was doing the best I can. Whatever it is, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're hurt. I'm sorry you're going through this. I'm sorry you had to go through this. I'm sorry it hurts. I'm sorry for anything. I'm sorry. And you're directing it to yourself, your soul. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right? And then, please forgive me. And this is where you repent, where you ask for forgiveness. And this is the unburdening of the guilt and the shame. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. So you're directing it to yourself, really, to the universe, to God, to everybody, who we're all one, we're all wrapped up in it. But it's like, please forgive me. Please forgive me now. Your soul, right? Please forgive me. Please let me off the hook now. Please stop this sentence that you've been giving me. Please, I've suffered long enough. Please forgive me. Please, let's excavate this. Please forgive what I have done or not done or thought or not thought. Please forgive all the situations that we're in, the situations that don't sit right with me. Please forgive me for that. And so you can hold your hand on your heart. You can hold your hand on where it hurts. You can just say it to your mind. You can direct it to yourself, right to your soul, wherever you picture that soul to be. And it's like, please forgive me. And then you want to end with like a gratitude, which is thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for everything you've given me. Thank you for still being alive. Thank you for trying. Thank you for everything. It's sitting in gratitude for everything that you have, for everything that you could have, for everything that you will have, and for your life. You're being grateful. Thank you. You're thanking your soul now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for continuing to try. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. Just thank you, right? And the next thing is back to I love you. I love you. So it's very, if you're only saying it once, I would start and end with I love you. but I would keep going in a circular motion, for 10, 15 minutes, whatever it takes. If you're doing one round, start with I love you and also end with I love you. End in gratitude, end in love. Love for yourself. So this is a very powerful technique. It's a very powerful prayer. And I really think in combination with journaling about guilt and shame, it's helpful because you're telling yourself, I want to make this right now. I love you. I forgive you, right? I'm sorry. And thank you. Thank you to yourself. So you want to say these powerful, powerful, powerful words over and over in your mind as often as you feel guilt, as often as you feel shame, as often as you just feel regret or sadness or fear or anger over a situation, over your condition, over your pain, over whatever's happening. And we want to give it a little room because, as we know, these things don't untangle quickly when we're talking about chronic illness or chronic pain, but we want to start building the neural pathways. We want to start building the new mindset, which is that you're forgiving yourself now. You're letting this go. You're making this right. You're putting it behind you. Maybe you can never change what happened, but it's time to unburden yourself. It's time to end the sentence. It's time to stop punishing yourself. It's time to integrate back into the world. It's time to allow yourself joy and love and peace. It's time to allow yourself to be accepted again and forgiven and unburdened. It's time to allow yourself to lay the heavy emotions down and to pick up the light ones of love, joy, gratitude, bliss, happiness. It's time. You don't need to carry this with you any longer. And so I will just end with the prayer. And I'll tell you that if you're dealing with guilt and shame, you really can start here. You can start and end here. This is a good thing to do at the beginning of a meditation or a journaling. It's a good thing to end it. It's a good thing, whether you're tapping, whatever modality you're using to try to heal guilt and shame and lay it down. Ho'oponopono is something that you can always start and end with for any practice. It will help you, and you can just continue to say it over all day, when you're in the shower, when you're driving, when something hurtful comes up, when you're in a situation, whatever, when you're silent by yourself, before and after any journaling. You can just do this whenever and however long you need to do it. So I'm going to end this video with the Ho'oponopono prayer, and I hope this helps. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.